There are so many things. There are so many things I love about tilapia. Tilapia farming, and one of them is actually that you don't need to do archery job. You know, if you do employ people to ash for you, you don't need that in tilapia farming, because tilapia, they raise they raise their fires or their babies by themselves. They hatch them by themselves. So it's not like catfish where you need to start getting booster and start doing some experiment. For tilapia, you don't need to do all those things. All right. All you just have to do is just make sure that, one, you get the right species for the farm, for your farm. All right. And one of the best and common species that you can use is NILE, that is NILE. So that is the best one you can actually use for your farm. Now, another thing you also need to do, another thing you also need to take serious is actually the temperature. All right, the temperature is another thing you need to take serious, because tilapia easily die. That is another bad side if they are not taken care properly. So the temperature should be around 27 to 30 degrees Celsius. So that is for that. Another thing you also need to take note of is the pH. And one more thing, if you need water pH that you want to use to test, you want to check the pH of your water, we sell in Sirah farm. We also sell the calibration powder. So if you need that, you can do well to contact us, or you just check the description of this video. You should be able to get as many quantity you want. So the water pH, the pH should be around 6 to 8, 6 to 8, yes, likely 6 to 8. So I think if you can understand and practice these three things I said so far, I don't think I don't think you need to watch the rest of the video. All right, if you can practice these three things I said so far, you don't need to watch the rest of the video. You can just stop here and move on with your life. But if you feel that there are more you need to know, I will advise you to continue watching the video, because I still have more things to equip you with. All right, so the same way we have 18 pond and concrete pond for catfish, that is the same way we had for tilapia farming too. So if eventually you want to go into the traditional way of raising tilapia, which is 18 pond, fine. If you want to go for the main tarpaulin pond or tank, anyone you wish to, is fine. They will grow. Just make sure that those three things I listed before, make sure that they are intact. All right, make sure those three things, you never forget them. So anyone you want to use, anyone your money can afford, please just start, because you are free to do anything as long as it ranges what I said. You can use 18 pond or tank pond, any one of them. One thing I also want you to understand is to ensure that your water system is well structured. Your water system should be well structured. Tilapia are not just like catfish, where every day you go to the farm and change water and all those kind of things. Tilapia is not like that. You don't need to. If you stress them too much, they will die. So the one thing I want you to understand is to make sure that um your testing skits is important. And what are your testing skits? They are your water pH, your dissolved oxygen, your TDS, and so many on like that. So all those things combined together are what make up your water system, and you should take them serious. Please, I beg you, take them serious. Don't joke with tilapia are not things that you can joke with. All right, so for your water system, make sure that is okay. And one more thing, erector. All right, you need to provide oxygen for them, let's say 3 times in a week, because their water are not usually changed like catfish. So you need to provide oxygen. And what type of machine that can do such job for you is Eractor, which you sell in Sirah farm too. So the video will be on your screen, and you can actually purchase it from Sirah farm. So Eractor is also good. Aside that, if you're a catfish farmer, you can also get Eractor too. That is perfect. Okay, another thing I also want you to take note is when getting your fingerlings, please make sure that it's from a reputable source. Don't just go to any random people to get your fingerlings, which are your tilapias. So your fingerlings are those, let's say young, or let's say baby, the baby tilapia. So they are obviously around 1 month plus. So please try as much as possible to make sure that you get them from a reputable source, because if you just get them from a random farmer, and which, let's say their parent stock is not good, that could affect your entire production. Okay, aside that, another thing you also need to take note in is in the aspect of feeding them. All right, normally they eat 2 to 3 times in a day, but you don't need to overfeed them. All right, you don't need to overfeed them. Once you overfeed them, you might see all of them float the next day. So there is a proper way of feeding them, but maybe I will do a separate video for that so that you can understand a proper way of feeding tilapia. You don't just feed them anyhow. All right. So, and if you are employing anybody to your farm that will take care of tilapias, make sure that that person has worked in another person's farm, or he has experience about tilapia farming. So please and please, tilapia is not a business that you can just joke with. And one more thing I also want to take note is their disease. All right, so you need to monitor them to make sure that there is no disease. And how can you notice if there are disease? One of them, they will lose appetite. You just be like, if anytime you go to the farm to feed them, most of them won't eat. All right, some of them will be dull. Another way you can notice if your tilapia are sick is by their swimming. All right, they won't be swimming very well. All right, no, they will have sudden change of swimming. All right, so that is one of the things that is one of the ways. I don't know how to demonstrate it, but I believe that if you're a observant person, you should be able to understand that these fishes are not feeling well. Another thing you also need to know is that making proper record. All right, do your proper record, because you're not only raising them to you're not raising them to feed them, like to eat them by yourself. You're raising them to sell them when they are up to, let's say, 6 to 8 months. So please and please, any expenses that you are incurring for those tilapias, make sure that you do the necessary recording for them. All right, because around 6 to 8 weeks, they should be around 500 grams. All right, and they are due for sales. So please and please, make sure that every record, everything, every expenses is recorded. All right, because that will determine how much you will sell. All right, so I think that is all I have to tell you for this video, and I will see you in the next video.